Alrighty people, it's Monday afternoon. I just finished watching Bloke's video and drinking coffee number 1 of 2. I'm gonna go make coffee 2 of 2, which will get me right roaring rip and ready to rock. It's currently 1:30 in the afternoon. I missed Jules' lunch, so I won't be going to visit her on lunchtime today because somebody woke up at 1 o'clock. That would be me. Just been up watching some YouTube videos, seeing what's going on in the world, checking out Facebook, all that fun stuff. So I'm gonna whip up another coffee. I already went out to the garage and unplugged the battery. She's at full charge, so that's right on. One less thing to worry about. So I knew that battery would hold a charge. I gave her the old, not the 6 amp charge, but the 2 amp charge, because my buddy Chuck, the mechanic there, told me that the best way to charge up a battery that's been dead and frozen is to give it a slow charge. Nail it with 2 amps over a long period of time, and you can sometimes recover them. So that's what I did. Now I got a perfectly charged battery in the garage, which is awesome. I can use it for boosting and things. And sweetness. Probably gonna drink this coffee, then we're gonna head out. And you know what? This is what's hilarious. Some of you guys mentioned this, like, Adam, why don't you just use the battery that's already in the G6 to inflate the tires on the G6? I never thought of that. I never thought of hooking up the gator clamps to the battery itself and giving her, oh well, you know, this thing doesn't always work. Anyway, people, coffee's being made. Welcome to my vlog. To be honest with you people, I don't know what side the frickin' battery on the, I know on the Trans Am, the battery's on the left-hand side of the car, but I don't think it's in the same location on the G6. It's been a while since I've looked under that hood and actually checked. But, oh well, we need to pump up those tires and get some air into them. I know what I know why they're leaking. They're so feathered that there's probably like just a small hairline fracture on the tire, and depending on the way I park, it probably puts enough pressure on an area to make like a pinhole leak that doesn't leak fast, but leaks fast enough for it to just bleed right out. And this is why I need new tires that are not winter tires for that car. So I was quoted 600 and some odd bucks for tires installed, balanced, ready to rock. Kind of a pain in the ass, but it's the way she goes. So that's when Chuck comes back, I'm gonna have him just friggin' do a one-over on the car and figure out what the frig is wrong with it. We'll go get parts, fix it all up, and then I'll be good to go to Bloke's at the end of August. I was just watching Bloke's video there. He did a vlog talking about what's going on in his life and things. And he mentioned me coming down for August 10th, the picnic. Yeah, I can't make it, guys. I can't do it. There's nobody to watch Cookie Monster. I don't want to bring him with me because, hell, that's a long freaking ride down there. That and I can't get the time off, so, well, I'm off that weekend, but I can't otherwise get the time off. It would just be a lot to have to get ready in such a short time, because August 10th literally is in 2 weeks. Yeah, it's in 2 weeks. Not this weekend coming up, next weekend. So not the 3rd, but 7 days after, right? So I just don't have the time to get everything ready and give her. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna say now that I'm not going, but you never know, people. Because I know my parents are out of town August 10th, and they're out of town August 17th, but they're in town August 23rd. So that's why, or 24th. That's why I was thinking about heading down then. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll just give her. Just gonna go with the flow. But right now, I want to go with the flow of my coffee. Drive that into me. Maybe a couple cigarettes. Then we're gonna head out. We're gonna pump up the tire on the G6 and things. Just get some air into it. I also need to pick the snot out of my eyes. Son of a bitch. And we're going to, I want to take the dash mount out of the G6. I actually have a dash mount that broke, and we're gonna try and redneck repair it. Probably saying, how the hell are we gonna do that? You'll see. So let me finish my coffee and we'll hammer on that. Looks like Sony and Panasonic are back at it again, eh people? Holy crap, they're teaming up once again, because they've teamed up in the past to make Blu-ray. They've teamed up in the past to make the format that this camera shoots with, AVC HD. And now they're teaming up to make a new optical disc that carries 300 gigabytes. Yep. Blu-ray came out, what, in 2009-ish? Somewhere around there, 2009, 2010? It's only 3 years later, and a Blu-ray disc can hold anywhere from 25 to 50 gigs, depending on if it's a single or dual-layered Blu-ray. Now, both Panasonic and Sony think we need more data on these discs, you know? So now they're coming out with a new disc that'll hold 300 gigabytes. What are they going to call it? I don't know. But is that a new device you're going to have to buy for your house? Most likely. Will the video quality be better? Well, only if you have a better TV. You know, you can only get so much out of 1080p. But this means they could probably stuff all 3 episodes of Lord of the Rings on one disc and fire it out the door, so you don't have to sit there and change the disc after 3 hours sitting on your couch, you know? You can go all day and watch all 3 Lord of the Rings on one disc. That'd be pretty freaking awesome. I still have yet to buy a Blu-ray Blu-ray burner. I don't plan on it. Kind of a waste of money. I just use DVDs and hard drives. But I think this is insane. Like, we're getting into the 4K territory, and if you're wondering what 4K is, there's a couple TVs out there that actually have 4K, which is what is it? I know it's 4,096 lines from top to bottom, so it's 4 times the efficiency of your 1080p. But right now, like, there's a couple 4K videos up on YouTube, and my computer can barely play them. It can barely crunch them. Quality looks pretty good, but you know, it can only be as good as the monitor can display. Honestly though, if I wanted to watch TV that looked realistic, I would just walk outside and, you know, look around. But they're pushing this here to make it like so that they can have surreal TV and stuff, and either that or they want the big discs so that even with Blu-ray they have to compress a bit to fit it on a disc, where with this disc here they could just take the raw footage in its original format, stab it on there and be done with it. No compression algorithm needed, you know. So that's kind of cool and all, but honestly, is it really needed? That's the big question. 300 gigabits a disc, or gigabytes a disc. That'd be pretty good for just burning backups of your computers and stuff, you know. But I bet you these things are going to be expensive. I don't know, have Blu-ray burners come down in price yet? What about Blu-ray burnable discs? Have they come down in price? I haven't looked them up, never had an interest. Let me know in the comments below and let me know what you think of this. Friggin' 300 gigabit optical discs. I don't know what they're going to call it yet. They're still working on developing it, but they want it out by the end of 2015. Son of a bitch. Alrighty people, let's get out there and see if this thing will actually pump up my tire. I know I could use the battery off the G6, but this is just funner. Kinda, sorta, maybe not. I'm gonna let the dog outside while I do this. He can go on leash and just romp around in the backyard. But yeah, let's go out there and play. Alright, I got my fresh battery here. Kinda sorta flat tire there. This thing here can do 10 amps at 12 volts. That scares me right there. Made in China. Oh shit. Alright, let's see if this thing actually works. Alright, I got it plugged into the into the battery terminal. Moment of truth. We have power. Let's hook it up to the tire and see if we can get some air into this thing. Because as you can tell, she's kind of flat. Let's see if this thing can actually pump up my tire again. Oh, that tire's completely shot. I'm not too worried if the tire's completely shot, because worst case scenario, I have this tire here which is still in great condition. I can get it mounted on temporarily. I also have this tire here, which I believe is also one of mine, which I can get mounted on temporarily. So not a big deal, right? Not a big deal indeed. Let's see if this thing's actually moving any. Its own. And she should be golden. Like, these are still pretty good tires. I still have the tips on them. Like, great sakes. Like you guys said, it's probably a warped rim or a blown valve stem seal. Okay, I'm gonna kill it here. That's pretty good. That looks pretty good. And there we go. It's back off the ground. Good for another 2 months. Son of a bitch. Now my next step is I need to find a 1/4-inch bolt, because I have a modification to make to a certain thing. My in the car dash cam mount thing that I built a while back that I broke. I'll just get some shit out of here. I need a bolt. Let me find that bolt. Alright, cancel that plan. I got no bolts. I have to go buy some bolts. What I was going to do was, let me show you what broke. So I made this back in the Skaven days, and as you notice, there's nowhere to mount a camera anymore because those cheap tripods are made out of molded plastic. So here's my brain dead idea, alright? Whether it works or not, it's another story. I want to drill out, see that white spot right there? Well, I want to drill that out and wedge a 1/4-inch bolt into it, and that would give me the structure. Now what I'm worried about, and I shouldn't have sat that down on my desk because this bottom's a sticky pad, but what I'm worried about is that plastic's cheap. It's going to crack. It's not going to hold its own. So I don't really know if my plan's a good plan, you know. The problem is you can't, and this broke actually while I was filming, and I could just put another head like this on it, but these heads have the plastic. Actually, where's that other tripod? One second, let me find that. Okay, this is the new tripods they're selling at the dollar store. This is one of the old ones. As you can see, the magnet just doesn't stick. This is a magnet, people. This one here, the magnet sticks to the top and it sticks to the ball area. So this is a solid metal shaft. That might work out better. And these are the ones that they're selling at the dollar store now. Simple, twist off the bottom and you're good to go. So I could probably go buy a couple more of these guys and then mod this into this thing, and that might offer me my solution for mounting a dash cam on the dash itself, because this one here is kind of garbage. I don't know. I'll figure something out, but this tripod here is the better solution. So good thing they came up with this one. Basically at this point what I'm going to have to do is start using this thing here and invent a new way to mount the camera. Those suction cup mounts are great, don't get me wrong, but in extreme temperatures, i.e. extreme cold or extreme hot, they fall off the window really fast. Now the dash pad itself in the Trans Am is nice and flat, and you'd think, oh, a suction cup would stick to that no problem. The problem is they kind of make it all like literally like lumpy, almost like a leather type, you know, so it's not smooth, it's kind of lumpy and stuff. And if you're wondering what that was my phone. That's my text message notification. Dad's texting me right now. He might have, I never thought of this. We're talking about how my car crunches, eh? And he's like, did you check your power level, your steering fluid, your power steering fluid level? Let me go online and figure out how to do that. Alright people, back out to the G6. Let's go check the power steering level fluid stuff, because that's a great suggestion from Dad. Oreo dropped his fox. Look at him. He's got his fox. His baby. I really got to hit up the Buck store and buy him some more. Actually, we might leave a little earlier today and go to the Buck store, because I kind of want to buy some more of those tripods. And they would be useful in builds for tripod clamps and things. And things, you know? You know? Yeah, you do. You do know. Now, where the frig is the power steering fluid? What are you? Never open. Hot. That's coolant. What are you? You're probably brake fluid. I have no idea where the hell my power steering fluid would be. I have absolutely... This is bad. Maybe it's you. I don't know. What is this? Is that power steering fluid or brake fluid? I don't know what that is. I don't know. This is my windshield washer fluid. It's looking pretty good. I honestly don't know if that's the power steering or the brake fluid. That looks like brake. That looks like a symbol for brakes, eh? Like, that's what I'm thinking. New struts. That's a fuse. So those are the only two caps I see is coolant and that thing. That looks like a brake cylinder. So I just watched a video online on how to check this, because I honestly have no freaking idea what the hell I'm doing. What's this for? That's my oil dipstick. See, in the Trans Am, it's like right friggin' there. It's just right in the open. That could be the water pump. That could be, I don't know what the hell that's for. That goes over to there and back to there. That could be coolant for the heater core. I don't know where the power steering guy is on this thing. They really cram a lot of shit under these hoods, eh? Like, they just Mac tack everything in here. Like, there's my alternator. That looks like it could be the power steering pump there. Huh, well, frig people, am I missing something? Like, do you guys see what I'm supposed to be looking for? If you do, leave a comment below with the time index of when I pointed at it and whereabouts on the camera it is. Unless it is this thing right here. What does that say on it? There's read manual for information, ADA. I don't understand why they put the reservoir so far away. Everybody said it's supposed to be close to your power steering pulley. Unless this is like the Trans Am, where the power steering pump has it built right into it to check its levels. I don't freaking know. I honestly don't have the foggiest idea on where I'm supposed to be looking for this, or even how to check. 'Cause I remember on my truck, on my Sierra, it had a leaky power steering pump, and you had to fill it up once every 2 weeks, twice a month, because it would piss every time you turned. And then we got the pump replaced, and the problem was done. You know, I went to a junkyard and bought a pump for $5, and then my buddy did some work on it, and we got it all into place and stuff, and we're good to go. But yeah, I don't know where it is on this car. I can't find anything that looks like a reservoir, because like I said, that's my coolant right there. There's the coolant, and that I would assume is a brake cylinder. This I would assume is my exhaust gas return, or recirculator I should say. And I honestly have no idea where the heck the power steering would be. Well, scratch that plan. Kinda can't check something if you can't find it, eh? Oh, this engine's dicked. Oh well. These spark plug wires still look pretty good though. A little dirty. It's really dirty under here. I need to wash my engine bay, I guess. And I was right, the battery is on this side. Some bitch. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where anything is. Dad says he knows a couple mechanics, so worst case in Ontario, if I have to get this thing looked at by a pro, that's what I'll do. And I just found out why I couldn't find the power steering pump location on my G6. I'm scared. Frankie says, actually there is no power steering pump or fluid in a 2006, 2005 G6 because it's all electrical. You might want to check this link. Lots of complaints on the power steering in G6s. And there's a link. Carcomplaints.com has major problems with 2 areas faulty, critical act of driving, steering, and safety. Pretty bad. I wish I would have seen this before. Not sure. 75 turn car off and back. Replace power assist motors, replace steering column, replace rack, replace all steering parts. But what exactly happens? Like, I don't know. Great. Wish I would have seen this before I bought the car. Our Pontiac G6 brake lights on the blink. I don't know, but avoid like the plague. And I own one. Great. Well, people, it's that joyous time of the day where I gotta depart and head off to work. I'm gonna rock a piss, and then we're gonna bounce and get things did. There, puppy's all fed and stuff, and yeah, I can't believe that G6 doesn't have a power steering pump. It's all electrical. That's just, holy shit. I think she's got her work cut out for her. What's that, like 5 dogs? Son of a bitch. Heaven forbid a squirrel comes running by or she's gone. Alright, let's get out of here. Alrighty people, let's fire up the car. I got the camera mounted in a different location today. I had to reattach my suction cup guy. Let me just aim you guys properly. Fire up the car. Okay, car's fired up. Let's get out of here. Get off to work. That's pretty dicked. Let me try and change something here on the settings. Probably wondering what I meant by that's pretty dicked. I had the friggin' microphone set to automatic gain control. Or not set. Oh, nice. I had the mic pinned wide open and I wanted to turn it back to auto because I noticed while the car was just running that the meter was on the red, so I was peaking the mic. Figured I'd set it back to automatic so that way there it wouldn't peak the mic so much. Well, my neighbor there, while I was out figuring out things with the G6, she comes out and she's like, I got a question for you. I'm like, what's that? She goes, my kids are having a birthday party tonight and I was wondering if, you know, I know you're not going to be home, you got to go to work and things, but if they could maybe play in your backyard too. And I said, listen, I don't care if they go in the backyard, they're not my responsibility. If they get hurt back there, not my responsibility. And made her sign off on a waiver on it and everything, and said don't tell them not to leave their toys back there because I've been running them over with the mower and it's driving me nuts. And she's like, okay, no problem, we can do that. And I said, then I have no problems. They want to run around back there, whatever, but I am not responsible if somebody gets themselves killed. And I said, make sure they stay out of my garage and stay out of my shed. I can be a nice guy, but heaven forbid they friggin' dick with my shit, because then I'll be a real asshole. So we'll see how this goes. Well, that's quite the friggin', I don't know, that G6, that's pretty dick that it doesn't have a power steering pump. Like every single vehicle I've owned had a power steering pump. That thing's all electrical. It's like a whole new bird to me. And I've had it forever. I've had it since 2009. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what to say about that. Oh well, we'll drive the satchel off it for another year. I'll get her fixed up and then we'll go visit Bloke. Looks like Rex is going down to visit Bloke at the same time I'm going down, so that's kind of crazy. So is Krusty from YouTube. I can't remember what numbers he has after his name, but he's going down to visit Bloke at the same. Well, thanks for signaling, bud. Woof. Friggin' last second signaling. I could have went like 28 times already. But yeah, so Rex is going to go down to visit Bloke one of these days. He's going to go down with Krusty. He might take his bike and follow along. I don't know, but... And Krusty's been asking me like if we want to do a Niagara Falls trip, me, him, and Bloke. I don't know too much about that, if we're going to do that. I know Bloke right now, he's probably trying to save up to buy himself a new vehicle. Because like he said in one of his videos, his past videos, his truck is like really starting to show its age. It's really starting to not be happy anymore. I don't know how many miles he has on that thing. Probably has a lot more, because down in that area, in London area and that, it seems a lot of the times, like when I stayed down there last year for that whole 9 days, every day we were out driving. Like, he had to fuel up twice when I was there, because we were always on the, it's always go, go, go down there. Like, it's pretty crazy. I don't know if I could live that life. I don't like the go, go, go life. I like staying put, you know. The only time I like to go is when I got to go to work. So that's why I don't know if I could live the big city life. It seems to cost a lot of fuel, and that's probably why they have like the environmental testing and we don't have it up here. Well, we do, just visual inspections. We don't have the bullshit that they have of getting your car e-tested every year and all that jazz. We don't have that crap. We just have the pop the hood, yup, you look underneath, yup, your catalytics are there, your EGR system's still intact, you're good to go, thanks for coming out, GG, you know? Like, we have that. And this car is old enough where it would be exempted from e-testing, because even brand new in 1988 Trans Am would fail today's standards of e-testing, and there's no way to actually get it to perform like today's modern scores. So, well, short of ripping out the power plant and putting in a brand new friggin' engine that's not a 305 throttle body injected engine. You know, I'm talking about slapping in something like a 5.3 liter V8 or a 4.8 liter V8 like the one that's in the truck in front of me. Then just maybe you might get the emissions that you need to survive. So, yap-a-dap. Also, that flex fuel stuff, you probably see it on the back of that truck there, flex fuel. Friggin' my buddy, he bought a car, was it an Impala or a Malibu, one of those two, and he put the flex fuel in it. They have it. It was like, he's like, dude, it's so much cheaper. It's like $1.37 for friggin' regular gas and 70 cents for flex fuel. He's like, you know, it only cost me 30 bucks to fill my tank. And then all of a sudden he thought his car had a problem, because he pissed through his tank so fast, and then he went and filled up again, did it again, then he went and he didn't go there and he went and got gas and he was getting proper mileage again. He couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. That flex fuel shit, that burns faster. Burns almost twice as fast as regular gasoline, he said. I'm like, so you're not really saving anything? He goes, no. He goes, if you do the math, he goes, it's $1.37 for regular gas and it lasts about 500-600 kilometers, and then you get the flex fuel and you're good for about 200-250 kilometers. He goes, it's half the price, but you burn it almost twice as fast, if not faster. So that's why he said, he's like, I'm not going to bother with the flex fuel anymore because it's pointless. You know, it costs you more to get the flex fuel in the long run because you're filling up more often than it does with regular gasoline. So, I don't know, maybe the car senses that it's an ethanol blend, 85% ethanol, 15% God knows what the frig they put in it. Maybe a little bit of gasoline or something, I don't know. But maybe the engine detects that and then it just starts slurping it back even harder. I don't know if ethanol burns hotter than gasoline, or if it has a higher octane, or lower octane even. To know basically your octane level, like this car here is stock. It can run on 87 all day long, no problems. The reason why cars like that have turbos and shit and higher compression need the more octane is because the higher the octane, the more compression it can take before it combusts on its own. That's why diesel, there's no spark plugs, right? It's just the compression in the cylinder causes the diesel to combust. Where for cars, it compresses it, and then the spark will ignite it from the spark plug and blow it open and make the cylinder push itself back down. And if you're running a car that needs performance gasoline, like 89 or 91 octane or even 94 octane, or like my buddy's car, 98 octane, then you put 87 in there, you're going to get pre-detonation, and the piston's going to be on its way up, and then the freaking gasoline is going to ignite on its own just from the compression, and then you're going to have that problem. But yeah, I can run 87 in this pig all day long. Like, the engine's stock, I think the compression's like 9 to 1 or something like that, or like 8.7 to 1 or 8 to 1. It's like really low. 305 throttle body injected engine was never intended to be used as a race car. So that's just perfect, you know. Cheap gasoline. But yeah, that E85, apparently it's just shit. It's no good. It doesn't last long. And I know we have one station here in town that sells something similar. It's that ethanol blend over on over by the new Target. And I find when I put that stuff in the car, the gas doesn't last as long, but the car definitely does have a lot more get up and go. But I was told to stop doing that because ethanol wears out your seals. I think that's another thing those E85 engines have. Probably not rubberized seals, it's probably some polyurethane or something that the ethanol won't chew through in 15 seconds flat. I am not going to make this light. Nope. It never gets stopped here, eh? Just horse shit. That thing has a turbo. I heard it spool up when he punched it. But, I don't know, that whole thing about the electronic steering on the G6 scares the snot out of me. That's what happened to the cleaner at work. He has a 2009.5 G6 and he was coming back from Sudbury, and all of a sudden the electronic power steering went all wonky on him and the wheel started friggin' firing left and right on its own. He's holding the wheel still and the wheel's going left and right on its own because 2009.5 had fly-by-wire steering, where mine has an intermediate shaft going to a steering box, which is then assisted by electronic components. So like if my power steering fails, I just won't be able to turn the wheel, I'll just go straight and crash. Where when his failed, the fly-by-wire was getting all sorts of different friggin' notifications and things, and it basically acted up and he almost well, he did crash, he hit the guardrail. So that's not good. Ah well, people, we're at work now. Let's try and find a place to park this pig and get this shift friggin' done with. It's a good spot. Yeah, this will work. We can fit it in. Alright, seal the deal and head her inside and get this shift over with. So until next time, people, peace the frig out. Looks like we got a storm coming in, people. Yup, looks like we got a storm coming in. Son of a bitch. It's gonna be a doozy. Hey there, people, it's friggin' midnight. I didn't do any vlogging at work. You're probably wondering why. Well, not sure how well this is showing up. You notice how it's damp everywhere? And there's puddles and other things. And my car is like soaked. Well, it's been raining all night. Yup, just now did it clear up. And the rain's starting to evap. But, yeah, she's been pissing all friggin' night. So, I didn't want to get my camera soaked and wrecked. So that, my friends, is why I haven't done any vlogging tonight while I was at work. Oh, fuck, there's a mosquito in here. Oh, whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna head her home. I gotta let the dog out. And then we're gonna go meet up with Rex 4x4 for coffee at the Hortons. So let's pitter patter and have at her and head home. Yeah, buddy. Oh, frig, guys, I thought I lost you. Thought I took you out of the car when I came home. Let the dog out, put you in the house. Ends up I didn't. Left you in the car. I'm like walking around all aimlessly, trying to find my friggin' camera. Checked every nook and cranny in the house. I'm like, where the hell did I leave it? Ends up I didn't forget you guys. I just came home, let the dog out, left you guys in the car. I was like, I'm in the car, we get the Hortons. I didn't see you guys in there, because honestly, I didn't think I brought... Holy crap. Yeah, gotta clean my lens again. Yeah, I didn't think you guys were in there. Ah, well, I was gonna do a little thing when I left the Hortons. Actually, I was gonna bring you guys in the Hortons, and we're gonna do some filming in there, and I was like, oh, I freaked told Rex I left my camera at home. Guess I could've used this thing, but I didn't. Anyway, well, we're home now. It's 2:30 in the morning. Oh, computer just went off. I have a theory I want to test. I'm not able to access any of my network shares to the home group, and that started after the last power failure. Now the laptop downstairs for some reason is the home group owner, so I want to see if that's why it's asking me for passwords, and that's not the case. I don't know why it's doing this. I'm gonna have to find out why my home group's asking for passwords. But that's gonna be some more fun. The stupid Windows home group thing is just dicked, but it's the way she goes. So what can you do, right? What can you do? I am a little hungry though. I didn't really eat much for supper. So I'm thinking I'm just making a snack and then eating that while I edit and upload this. So yeah, if you're wondering, well, I already told you why. It's been pissing rain all day today. And it was pretty brutal rain. Pretty brutal indeed. So what can you do, right? What can you do when you live in a shoe? Get ahead and move to a hat, I suppose.
But what can I make for a quick snack that'll be light and delicious? I know! I will make a mini bag of popcorn!
So let that coagulate, and then we'll be good to go. As for me, people, I think we're going to shut her down. Well, shortly. I was chatting with, Dad. He calls me, leaves a voicemail. I couldn't call him back, because by the time I realized he called and left a voicemail, it was already like 10:30 at night, and I don't know if he's working days or nights this week, so I didn't bother calling him back, but apparently he's got a guy who'll look at my car and figure it out. And after doing some research, it could either be as simple as a $200 fix, tie rods, ball joints, done, you know, congratulations, your car's not crunking. But if the crunking is caused by a slipping steering gear in the steering box, it could be upwards of $1,600 to fix it. That's a lot of money, because basically what they got to do is pull the rack and pinion right out, pull the steering box right out, and put in all new shit. And from what I've heard is people on the G6 performance forum have done this, and sure enough, like not even a year later, it's fried again. Why? Because that's the worst system they ever invented. That's why in 2010 they changed the Malibu, the Impala lineup, and they changed the way it works to go back to a hydraulic system. Apparently, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's why GM dropped the electronic steer. I gotta clean that lens. That's driving me nuts. It's a little better. It's a little better, but I'm gonna have to put my SNOS onto it and freaking clean it up with a rag. But anyway, so that's why they changed the way the steering works, because the stock steering is a piece of shit, and that really makes me feel safe. At least my steering, unlike friggin' Reg's at work there at the 2009.5, at least my steering's a actual shaft and not some freaking electronic fly-by-wire sensor that says, hey, you turned your wheel about 25%, so we're gonna turn our wheels about 25%. You know, that's a bonus. At least it's an actual steering shaft going into a guide. But the problem is, if that guy fails, I can turn the wheel all I want. My front tires ain't doing shit. That scares the snot out of me. So hopefully that's not the case. And here's hoping that it's something simple, like all they need to do is freaking do some ball joints and tie rods, and the car is good to go again for a couple thousand more miles. If I can get one more year out of it without making payments, right on. That's going to be awesome. I just don't want to have to start making payments again on another vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Drive the ball bag off this one and enjoy payment free, and put that money towards something else, like paying down this house more, or, you know, fixing up this house more, or, you know, getting a paint job and a new motor for the Trans Am. Well, I don't really need a motor for the Trans Am. The motor in the Trans Am is fine right now. It freaking pulls hard and it's great on gas. So what do I really need a new motor for, right? Except to go fast, and I don't really go fast. You guys know I drive like a grandma, so who gives a shit? But yeah, I think I'm gonna put some dill pickle into these. Dill pickle into this. Nope, change my mind. I'm gonna put some nacho cheese. This is like the smallest bag of popcorn ever. It's nacho cheese, and it's not for dogs. Not for dogs. You're not getting any popcorn. Makes you choke and things. No, it's not for dogs. You know what the problem is this little bag of popcorn. Last March when I went down to visit Crazy Logie and them, Crazy Logie sent me home with a care package. And he sent me home with some catnip for Felix called Meowie Wowie. Something else for Felix, and I can't remember what it was. I can't remember, but he sent me home with some stuff for Felix. Then he sent me home with some stuff for Oreo. And he gave me a bag of popcorn for dogs, which basically you pop it in the microwave, just like with this stuff, but I don't know why there's no kernel seeds in it. And it's bacon flavored. I popped it one night. I gave some to Oreo. He went nuts over it. And then I tried one to see how it is, and it was actually pretty damn good. It literally tastes like bacon. It was amazing. Just popcorn. And then I gave him that. So now every time he sees a bag like this, right away he thinks it's bacon flavored popcorn. And he thinks it's his. That's why he's whining. Because he's like, oh dude, you made some bacon popcorn? I want some bacon popcorn. Bacon popcorn? Bacon popcorn. It's not bacon popcorn. Not for dogs. Not that one. You already had yours, like a long time ago. He also sent a lick stick. It's like looks like a bingo dabber, basically, but it's got a ball in it. And as the dog licks it, the ball spins, and it picks up this like beef broth or whatever's in it. And the dog's allowed 10 licks a day. And let's just say he really enjoyed that too. So he sent me back with a huge care package for the puppy and the kitty, and they both really liked it, so that's right on. But anyway, people, my popcorn's ready. I've been dawdling too long here. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the video. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the video down here. We're gonna call her quits for now and carry on again tomorrow. What will tomorrow bring? I don't friggin' know. Just gonna give her. So hopefully you liked today's video. If you did, like button. Questions, comments, concerns. And until next time, people, keep on vlogging.